The Dark Knight Returns is my favorite Batman story of all time. Next to Watchmen, this is definitely one of DC's best comics. In a bunch of DC media, you can definitely see some of the inspirations from the comic. Some of the best examples are Batman vs. Superman, with having a much older Batman who is also, built like a beast, and also fights Superman in an armored batsuit. Dark Knight Rises also took some inspiration from Dark Knight Returns, with an older Batman reappearing once again after a hiatus, with also a new commissioner trying to arrest him, and people thinking that he is a myth. And the Joker movie also took inspiration, well, mainly just one scene, that being the Joker on the talk show, which also happens in the comic. And it's not just inspiration too. Dark Knight Returns Batman has been in a couple Batman games. He's been in some of the Arkham games, like Arkham City. He's a playable character in Lego Batman 3, which, bro literally thinks he's the Hulk. And he's also a suit in the new Lego Batman game, which honestly is my favorite suit in the entire game. It's just so cool looking. And without further ado, let us start Chapter 1, The Dark Knight Returns. The story begins with Bruce Wayne in some sort of sports car race as he pushes his vehicle to the limit. Because of that, the car eventually crashes into a wall and bursts into flames, leading to Bruce Wayne dying. Just kidding, he's still alive, don't worry, he just jumped out last second. Gotham has been through a rough time lately, with a new group called the Mutant Gang causing some chaos by, killing a bunch of people. Gordon is now in his 70s as he is about to retire from being a commissioner, and Batman has been gone for 10 whole years. Because Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman, he feels suicidal because he has no other reason to live anymore. In fact, he tried to get a bunch of mutants to kill him in Crime Alley, but they notice that he seems to be into it, so they kind of just let him live. Eventually, after Bruce Wayne remembers the night his parents were murdered, he decides to don the cape and cowl once again. And dude, Dark Knight Returns Batman is the scariest Batman. For being 55 years old, this guy is still built like a beast. This guy was able to defeat 4 criminals at a time. For the last guy, he scarred him for life. Now let's talk about the main villain for Chapter 1, Harvey Dent. Yeah, this guy is still around. For the last 12 years, Harvey Dent has been in Arkham Asylum, when he eventually got facial reconstructive surgery, which thankfully helped him remove the scarred half of his face. Even though physically his face is no longer disfigured, mentally it still is. So Harvey Dent would still be Two-Face. In the final parts of Chapter 1, Harvey Dent says, "At least both sides match now." This is why Two-Face is the first villain of the comic. Both Bruce and Harvey tried to quit their alter ego. However, they would both return, except Bruce would do it for good, while Harvey would still be bad. Batman eventually says, "All I see is a reflection," and Chapter 1 comes to an end. Chapter 2, The Dark Knight Triumphant. Chapter 2 starts with Gordon getting attacked by a 17-year-old mutant, which leads to Gordon getting shot and killed. Oh wait, I read that wrong. Gordon was the one that shot the 17-year-old mutant. Chapter 2 primarily focuses on the mutants and how they've been terrorizing Gotham. There's a whole part where 3 mutants were holding a child hostage, but were thankfully saved by Batman. And... wait, hold on. Batman uses a gun? Thankfully they didn't kill the mutant. At least I don't think he killed the mutant. All of the mutants eventually show up in the dump, with the mutants leader literally yapping about killing Gordon and Batman and taking over the city. Batman eventually had enough and literally arrives in a whole tank, literally shooting down all of the mutants. Thankfully, they were rubber bullets. Somehow they were rubber bullets. Eventually, the mutant leader calls Batman a coward and tells him to fight him like a man. And Batman was like, alright, bet, I'll fight you. He then gets out of the tank and lunges at the leader. Let's see if Batman still has it after all these years. Batman starts off by giving the mutant leader a 1-2 to the face. He punches him in the stomach, but eventually gets knocked down by a WWE style attack and literally bit his shoulder. That was gonna break his back like Bane, but eventually just throws him to the garbage. Batman breaks his nose, punching him right in the face, but eventually gets his arm broken. The mutant leader then decides to pull out a Jason Todd and beats up Batman with a crowbar. Luckily, Carrie Kelly was there to make sure that he didn't kill him, but Batman ultimately lost the first round. Let's hope he does better next time. When the mutant's leader was arrested, the mayor of Gotham wanted to peacefully negotiate with him, but unfortunately he was murdered. Batman, with the help of Carrie Kelly, now as the new Robin, got all the mutants to meet up at this mudhole next to this pipe that was connected to the prison. Batman then lured the mutant leader out of the pipe and knocked him into the mudhole, where they would now begin round 2. Batman and the mutant leader decided to duke it out by playing some Mortal Kombat. Batman was trying to outsmart him this time, trying to make him lose his sight for a little bit, and even paralyzing one of his arms.
That a tickle?
That was a nerve bundle in your deltoid. Might not have hurt, but you won't be moving that arm for a while.
Bro became the average superhero, slaps Batman in the face, knees him in the face, and he thinks he won. But Batman has one more trick up his sleeve.
You don't get it, son. This isn't a mud hole. It's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon.
And with that, the mutants were finally defeated. Most of them were arrested, and some of them became the sons of Batman. So the mutants are finally defeated. It can't get worse, right? Right? Chapter 3. Hunt the Dark Knight. Question. What do you get when Batman returns? That's right, the Joker. You see, the Joker here is, he might have a kill count of over 800 people. I'm not joking, he actually does. You see, before the events of Dark Knight Returns, Joker is said to have 600 kills. But in the events of Chapter 3, he will gain 200 more. Chapter 3 starts off with Clark Kent talking to Bruce because the government was like, hey, if you don't stop Batman, then they might cause even more problems. You need to do it, like, please, right now. He fails, of course. So, Superman has been working with the government because of the whole Cold War situation where, you know, nuclear bomb. The Joker was said to be on some sort of talk show because he somehow got Dr. Walper to believe that he was a cured man. Why? So Batman and Robin decided to go take care of him, but Aaron Yindel, the new commissioner, was like, no, you can't do that. We're gonna get him and we're gonna arrest you as well. This unfortunately fails, and Joker kills over 200 people, including Dr. Walper and a talk show host. Joker decides to ruin more lives by torturing Selina Kyle. You know, because why not? This leads to Batman and Robin to find the Joker at the fair, where Joker kills even more people, even if they weren't in his way. Which then Batman and Joker fight each other one last time. Batman paralyzes the Joker, and Joker mocks Batman, saying that he had the chance to kill him, but he didn't. So Joker breaks his own neck and frames Batman for it. Reading Chapter 3 made me realize something. This might be the darkest Joker of all time. Chapter 4. The Dark Knight Falls. Batman is now blamed for the death of the Joker. 'Cause why not? And now there's a nuclear missile heading towards America. Well, luckily Superman was able to stop it. But at what cost? Because the missile didn't hit America, but it did blow up in the sky, America is now in a nuclear fallout. And Gotham? Yeah, a bunch of stuff just happened. Buildings? Blown up. Mutants? They're on the loose. Sons of Batman? They were gonna help destroy Gotham, but luckily Batman was there to stop them. Superman finally had enough. He was like, alright Batman, let's fight. Come on, let's box. Who are we gonna be? And Batman was like, let's take this fight to Crime Alley, buddy boy. Batman shows up in one of the best bat suits of all time. And now we are about to see one of the most iconic fights of all time. Batman versus Superman. Wait, not that one. The fight starts off with Superman giving Batman the Markiplier punch. Batman tries to hit him, but he gives in the Arkham parry, and Batman then punches Superman right in the face. They fight each other for a little bit until they start crashing into other people's houses, because, you know, why not? And it's snowing outside, so it's like perfect. Superman then smashes Batman into a construction yard, which Batman then uses batarangs, pulls a wrecking ball, and slams Superman with it. Superman grabs his face and pushes him into Crime Alley until Superman is hit by a kryptonite arrow shot by Green Arrow. And then Batman gives us one of the best lines of all time.
I wanted to remind you to stay out of my way. In all the years to come, in your most private moments, I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Batman then dies. Oh wait, sorry, he faked his death, don't worry. And now he, Robin, Green Arrow, Sons of Batman, and mutants that helped, I guess, now live underground as they continue their crusade against crime. And that is the end of The Dark Knight Returns. I absolutely loved this story when I read it, and the two-part animated movie is probably my favorite DC animated movie next to the Under the Red Hood. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and if you guys want me to talk about more Batman stories, then let me know. Anyways, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.